I think what makes 2D Mario so great is simply how much fun it is to move Mario. That really is the essence of these games and the driving force behind the fun factor. However, the other components of these games also go a long way in creating a unique and memorable experience, such as the level designs, music, and theming. The original 2D Mario games excelled in all of these categories, each feeling distinct from one another thanks to differing art styles and new gameplay mechanics with each entry. To me, this includes the original New Super Mario Bros. For DS. At the time, the mix of 3D models with 2D tile sets and newly added moves from the 3D Mario series such as wall jumps really gave the game a unique feel compared to its predecessors. Not to mention, it had been the first original 2D Mario game in 14 years when it released in 2006. And then, they did it again. And then again, and again. And just for safe measure, one more time. I know anyone watching this has heard the criticisms about these games, how they all look, feel, and sound the same. And personally, I largely agree with them. While I think each game has its own merits, and that none of them are anywhere near bad, you can't deny that they strictly stick to the same formula and keep innovation to a minimum. But when Nintendo drops the ball, the fans always come around to pick it up and dust it off. Newer Super Mario Bros. Wii, a mod for the original entry on Wii released in 2013, was the community's best effort to combat this dry spell in creativity. It picked up the slack in most, if not all, the places that the original dropped it. It had an all-new Super Mario World style map, new music, new tile sets, backgrounds, and artwork, and new and creative level gimmicks. On top of that, it boasted more levels than the original game and is still downloadable completely free of charge. To me, this game showed just how much a little extra effort can make an enormous difference in making things feel unique. This mod uses the exact same engine as the original on Wii and contains most of the same gameplay mechanics, but with small tweaks such as the new world themes, music, and out-of-the-box ideas, like a level all about climbing beanstalks that takes you from the mountain world into outer fucking space. It feels like a truly new and exciting Mario adventure, and has that extra love and passion that the original lacks. And just think, if a small group of dedicated modders can pull off something to this scale, then imagine what Nintendo could do if they really put their minds to it. Super Mario Odyssey gave us a glimpse of what that can look like for the 3D Mario series, but for some reason, time and time again, they choose to play it wholly safe with the 2D counterparts, even to this day. Anyways, I'm very happy to say that dedicated modders are still putting in effort where Nintendo chooses not to, and that has given us a sequel to the aforementioned mod on Wii, Newer Super Mario Bros. DS. Created by a modder named Skawa with help from some of the original newer team members, I feel this game serves to soften the edges of the Wii mod and make it a more concise and consistent experience. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to newer Mario Wii. We have some of the same world themes, music, and gameplay ideas carried over. However, newer DS manages to take that DNA and morph it into something that feels new and refreshing once again. Where newer Wii occasionally stumbled with an uninspired level here and there, I found newer DS's levels to be consistent, with lots of highs and few lows. The levels are densely packed and tightly designed, without many sections that feel like filler or empty space. Each one manages to cram a plethora of platforming challenges and well-hidden secrets in a short runtime. The level lengths feel very similar to New Super Mario Bros. 2, generally being on the shorter side, but I think this was intentional, because again, none of them waste your time with any filler or empty space. They introduce an idea or gimmick and develop it in fun ways until there isn't more that can be done with it. Even the levels without a clear gimmick have solid design and are fun to run through. Speaking of ideas and gimmicks, this game is full of fun ones. Let's run through some of my favorites. Here we have a minecart level inspired by Donkey Kong Country. Seems pretty standard until you're going anti-grav, flipping between walls and doing loops like fucking Sonic. Here's a level that shares the same mechanic with Mario Land 2, where you're bouncing through stars that are all pissed off for some reason. Here's one that's on crack and you're killing an entire family of chain chomps. a level where the entire time is spent in the air and you're getting blasted between tornadoes, a cool underground desert level with giant chain chomps that want their revenge for what you did. Or how about a tower where the higher you climb and farther you get away from the lava, the darker the room gets. Again, this game kicks things into high gear with fun and fast-paced ideas. On top of that, Luigi has been added as a second playable character from the very start of the game, and you can switch between him and Mario on a per-level basis. Luigi's jump is much higher than Mario's, but he isn't as floaty as he was in Super Mario Bros. 2 or Super Mario 3D World, meaning he falls down about as quickly as Mario. He also takes longer to come to a full stop. If Luigi's jump was floatier, I think you could make an argument for Mario being more useful in certain scenarios, but the fact that it isn't makes Luigi the clear preference for most levels. I think it would be better if they were more balanced, but this is only a slight nitpick. They're still both fun to play. The Hammer Brothers suit also returns from newer Mario Wii and functions about the same with the added ability to dodge enemies by going in your shell and faster swimming. Thankfully, the levels and game on the whole are also very aesthetically pleasing. Everything looks clean and sharp, and there are many new tile sets and backgrounds to enjoy. On top of that, little tweaks were made to smaller aspects of the original to keep things feeling fresh. For instance, the HUD has a new and more modern-looking font, and the game's menus and level tracker were given a new coat of paint. Many enemies and objects have their sprites replaced with versions closer to their modern designs, and there are also new objects to interact with, as well as twists put on previously established ones. Speaking more generally, it's clear that time and care were taken to make sure everything feels polished. Watch here how the camera smoothly pulls in and out to give the player a better view of different sections. Or how about the newly added midpoint flags with custom animations? Or the brand new level start screens with a preview and a chance to change characters. It's the little things like this that go a long way in making a mod feel official, and newer DS is full of them. This is really an astounding level of care, attention, and polish for a mod like this. If you weren't aware of what it is, I think this could easily be mistaken for an official sequel to the original on DS. I feel that this game sets the new gold standard for 2D Mario mods. It's simply unmatched in its quality. Major props to Scawo and others for making this such a great looking and feeling game. And I just want to emphasize again, it's completely free to download. Moving on, we have what is my only major nitpick of the game, the music. Most of it returns from newer Wii, which had a great soundtrack, but unfortunately the songs sound mostly subpar and occasionally bad on the DS. For example, listen to how this map theme sounds between the two. Or listen to how the music in the Thundercloud level sounds. I was dying multiple times on this level, and the entire time this song just grated on my ears. I think a lot of this has to do with the songs not being optimized or being unable to be optimized for the game's sound font. When you listen to the music in the original, it's clear that the composers knew exactly what they were working with because it all sounds great. Anyways, I want to emphasize again that this is a nitpick, and I can't be that mad when the compositions themselves are solid and every other aspect of this game nails it. Not counting the Mario Maker series, I feel 2D Mario platformers are in the worst place they've ever been in right now. It's been 10 years since the original release of New Super Mario Bros. U, which was the last 2D Mario platformer from Nintendo. And that came after 3 previous New Super Mario Bros. Games. When they released Super Mario Maker, it felt like almost an admission that it was time to let the fans take the helm for a little while. And why wouldn't they? Ever since New Super Mario Bros. DS, the fans and modders have been the ones willing to risk trying new and out there ideas and creating fun themes that remind us why games like Mario 3, and Mario World still feels so unique to this day. Newer Super Mario Bros. Wii was a breath of fresh air after two very similar feeling NSMB games, making a 2D Mario platformer feel like a real adventure again. And I'm very happy to say that newer Super Mario Bros. DS accomplishes the same task, but with a new and never before seen level of quality and polish. If you haven't yet, you can purchase an R4 cartridge to give this game a shot on your very own DS, or you can download the ROM to play on an emulator. I would highly recommend you do one of the two, because if you've been craving a truly new feeling 2D Mario adventure, then this is one you don't want to miss. I give newer Super Mario Bros. DS a 9 out of 10.